welcome back to the channel. I know I've disappeared for a bit, but we're back. So on this video, as you would have noticed, another Commodore in the shop. I've had this one on the back burner for a little while, but now's the time to get it done. Just been flat out the last few months, that's why I haven't put up a video, but this one's in. We're just doing a quick tidy up, basic sort of a paint job, so we'll get that knocked out and then we'll get back to doing all the resto stuff. So as you can see, picked up some new tools, rotisserie, so bit of a sign of what's to come. So yeah, I'll give us a look at the car and we'll get stuck straight into it. Alright, so a quick look at it. So we know what it is, VZ Commodore. It's looking pretty sad, so we're going to change the front bar. It's getting an SS front bar on it. I'm pretty sure it's an SS bar. Bonnet's pretty well rooted, so that'll be stripped back and primed. Guards are coming off. We've got SS guards with the flutes in it to go on it. Matching side skirts as well, I'm pretty sure, to go on it. Door molds will come off. It's got Calais door molds to go on, so they'll be painted and put on the car. Boot lid, I've got another boot lid in the shop with a bobtail spoiler to go on it. I think he wants to keep the chrome garnish, but it's up to him, it's his car. So yeah, all in all, I mean, pretty standard issue paint job. Yeah, basically the two front guards are brand new. I've got another bar there. I'm going to see if I can find a new bar for it, because the bar that he's given me is pretty average, and I'd prefer not to use it if I don't have to, but I think they're pretty hard to find. So yeah, all the black door molds will come off, Calais molds will go on. So badges and stuff won't go back on it. So yeah, that's basically it really. It's pretty much a basic sort of a respray. It's not getting anything, you know, too fancy. Just a nice tidy up so it looks tidy, because it's you know, it's pretty knocked around. But once all the new panels go on it and it's freshly painted, it should come up alright. I think it should look pretty good. So yeah, anyway, enough talking, let's get it in the shed and get it stripped down and get stuck into it. Alright, so a bit of prep sol. This is all I do, throw a bit of prep sol behind the mould just to help lube her up and soften that double-sided tape up. And then what I'm using is a blade knife. I mean, if you don't have one of these, you could probably try like a sharpened up butter knife or even fishing line. It's not going to take much to cut that out. So yeah, I use a body knife, about 30 bucks, 40 bucks, something like that, I think. And that's what I use to do the job. So let's rip these off and keep kicking along. All right, so all 4 doors are stripped. So belt molds, mirrors, handles, the mouldings. I've taken all the glue and shit that was on the doors, all the double-sided tape, the urethane, that's all off. Pulled the roof moulds out. So they're all off. Yeah, same as the other side, mirrors, handles, the strips, and I've taken all the double-sided tape off. I'll probably go along this urethane and clean all that off the best that I can, but it doesn't need to fully come off because I'm only going to put more on it when I glue the other moulds on. But I just want it to be, you know, like this, where it's nice and smooth. Don't want lumps and clumps of shit still on the doors. So I've gone through and marked a few dings that it's got. Some of them are hard to see on camera, but these are very slight around this handle. I'll give it a block. And Prime will probably get some of them. Slight little ripple around that handle that I'll touch up. Little ding there, but it's fairly good. The worst is this. So, yeah. What we're going to do now is back the car out a little bit. We're going to whip the bar off because to get to the guard bolts at the front, I need the bar off. So I'm going to back it back. We're going to whip the bar off, whip the guards off, try to fit the new guards, and then we're going to do the repairs. So let's get stuck into it. Alright, so now the bar's off. I've actually got to pull side skirts off because there is 2 bolts under there from memory. So skirts are much like the bar. They're held on by basically nothing, just a couple of screws. And then they just have clips. So I'm going to whip the skirts off, which will allow access to the bolts for the guards. And we'll be able to rip them off. So let's keep going along. Alright, so I've got the guards on, trial fitted everything, put the bar on and the other guard just to make sure everything fitted up pretty good. I didn't have to manipulate the guards and stuff too much to get them to fit pretty good. This guard here was a little bit how you going, but in the end it's on, it's fitting good, I'm happy with that. As you can tell, the bar that was supplied, I mean, I don't want to use that. That bar is fucking putrid. So now that I've done that and I know everything fits, I'm now happy to pull them back off and start doing all the repairs. So let's get stuck into it. All right, so as I said earlier, most of the dents down the side of this car, they're not massive. They're just little tiny little dings. All right, so I've marked them out. So we've got one here, see that in the camera, one here, and there's one on top of the quarter here. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, this little section here, I'm gonna give it a little block, that's why I did the little squiggle. There's not actually a dent there, but there's just a slight little deviation in the panel, and a good block before some primer will sort that out. This side's much the same. we've got a little ding here that's pretty hard to pick up on the camera, but you can see it in person. We've got one down here, and then we've got one right here. So this one's probably the biggest one, but I'm still going to be able to get that with just a bit of glaze, and I've got a couple of big chippy boys up here. This repair here, I will pull that out. I'll use the dent machine and pull that out. But anyway, so what we're going to focus on is just doing all these little trolley dents. All right, so we've got 5 or 6 little dings, so let's fix them up. So being that this car's, it's not a restoration, it's just a simple tidy up. So we're not going to go to the actual, extremes of doing something, like what I normally do. This is just a tidy up. All right, so if your car at home that you're doing or you want to have a crack at, just has a few little dings in it, and it's not too bad, and you don't need to go bare metaling and all that kind of thing. This is probably the way you want to go about it. So hopefully you get something out of it. This is how I'm going to do this car. If you want to take all this information and put it into your own project, go ahead, because this is exactly how it's done. So I'm going to show you what I'm using, how I'm going to do it, and we're going to get it fucking knocked over. So first things first, I've just laid out what I'm going to be needing, so it's not much. I use a plasterer's hawk for my filler. Don't need to, you can just use cardboard, you can use fucking paper, whatever you want to use. I just use one of these because it's easy to hold and I can just clean it and keep reusing it. Because I don't really like keeping a lot of cardboard and shit lying around the shed. 240 with a sander, no soft pad on it, just straight sander. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 240 on the sander. We're going to buzz our dents, so our filler's got something to stick to, and the filler we're using is Dolphin Glaze. All right, so it's a fine bog, it's not actual body filler, it's self-leveling. It's going to be enough to fill those little dings, so that's what we're going to do. So let's get into it. But all right, so I've got the filler in. Now, a couple of quick little tips when you're putting it in. You want to try and keep your edges sort of feathered out a little bit. You don't want big clumps on there, because it's easy to rub out when you've got your edges feathered. There's a couple of just stone chips here that I've filled up, a little bit on the back, nice and feathered. So I've done this side as well. Picked up a couple of dents here, the one down the bottom, had a little one there, that'll just pick off. And there was a bit of a chip on the back there that I've filled. So what I'll do is I'll rub all this out, and then I'm going to turn the car around, we're going to work on this. So we'll get the dent puller out, tail light out, and we'll rip that out. So anyway, we'll start rubbing all this filler out and get it cracking along. Alright, so I've gone and rubbed all the filler out. All I use is a block and 240. It's only fine bog, doesn't take much to rub it out. And then what I've gone ahead and done is sanded the entire panels. Scotch-Brite all around my little edges, things like that. So what I'm going to do is when I prime this car, I'll put 2 coats over my repairs, maybe 3. And then I'll put a coat over the whole thing. So generally what I do is I'll go 2 on the repairs, 2 over the whole thing, right? That's probably what I'm going to do. I was only going to spot repair it, but I thought, you know what, there might be some stone chips and shit like that, tiny little ones, and the primer will fill those up. So that's what I'm doing there. Bonnet's going to get all sanded back at 240, prime the whole thing. Bonnet needs to be perfect because it's a centerpiece. Gone ahead and done this side as well. They're all rubbed out, blocked out. So I've got this one left. All I've been using standard size block, 240. Small repairs, you don't need to go using, you know, no big dog Dura blocks and shit like that. You can just use a standard block. So what I'm going to tackle next is this repair here that needs to be done. So it's got a crease through it. So what I'm going to do is I'll whip the tail light out. I'll open the boot, tap it out from the back the best I can. And if need be, I'll get the dint puller and try and pull the crease out if I can't get that out. But I should be able to get that pretty good in metal and just put minimal filler in it. So that's what I'm going to tackle now. So let's get into it. All right, so we're ready to mask up. I've started on this side. So I've basically done the repairs. 320 grit all down the side, red scotchy. Done this side as well. Same deal. So I'll get this side masked up, pull plastic over it, and we'll be able to get some primer on it. So let's keep kicking along and get it done. Alright, so that's the car all primed. All I've done here is just thrown a quick little guide coat over it. So that's all finished up. So I'll continue on doing the bonnet, stripping that all back. One on the roof, little crease on the roof I've got to do. So yeah, that'll be in the next one. So until then, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.